Hi Gemini, how's it going? I hope you're doing awesome today. Welcome to my channel. Um, so I'm doing a Celtic cross spread. I've already cleared the energy of the cards and shuffled and pulled 10 cards. This is a Celtic cross spread. It's just in 2 rows. It's just easier for me that way. Um, and the overall energy of your reading is the King of Cups. So we'll get to that. Some of your cards came out upside down or reversed. So that just means you're getting extra protection from spirit, okay? So always check your sun, moon, rising signs in case you have messages over there too. So the King of Cups. Now I'm just going to put it here and put a little card over it because YouTube I don't think would be happy with some of the pictures in this deck. This is the Celtic Tarot deck. Okay, so the overall energy of your reading is the King of Cups. Scorpio energy. This is either you, someone in your life, or he could represent a situation. The King of Cups can be male or female in a general reading too. He could represent a good husband, a good partner, a good father. He's emotionally balanced. He's someone who has mastery over their emotions, grounded, in control, balanced, wise, diplomatic, devoted. He could be an advisor or a counselor. He's very generous. He's family oriented. He could represent a married man or woman again in a general reading. Calm, friendly, sympathetic, respected, tolerant, faithful, loyal, kind. He could represent a spirit guide in your life. He's peaceful, sensitive, affectionate, and calm. He's someone who loves their home and values family and a relaxed home life. He prefers to lead by teaching through gentle guidance. He may enjoy expressing himself creatively, but is even more supportive of others' creativity, sometimes at the expense of his own. He's generally friendly and caring, a very nice person to have around. He can seem overly sentimental and may seem soft to those who don't know him very well. Okay, this is the overall energy of your reading. He could represent a father figure. He may represent your own father. And he could represent a father that has passed on. Spirit's letting you know, Gemini, that your father is with you in spirit. Or he could represent someone who fills that role for you. He could represent an older man with whom you either have or want a romantic relationship. Whether he's a friend, advisor, or lover, he is utterly trustworthy and dependent. He can be relied upon to come through for you when you need him. This king is a man of culture, interested in the arts, possibly himself a creative type. This card indicates a situation that is favorable, especially in an artistic pursuit. And then your first card to your Celtic cross spread is the Druid, the Hierophant, Major Arcana card. It came out upright. So this card represents your current situation, and the Hierophant is Taurus energy. This is a card of spiritual wisdom, traditional institutions. It's a card of authority, teaching, learning. So you have the King of Cups that we've already mentioned. He teaches through gentle guidance. And now we have the Druid or the Hierophant. The Hierophant can represent education, knowledge, beliefs, law. It's a card of faith, belief, sharing knowledge, religious beliefs. It can be a card of marriage, commitment. Religion, meaning, tradition, conformity are all represented by the Hierophant, upright. The Hierophant can suggest that you've chosen a religion or philosophy by which to guide your life, or it could indicate a need to disentangle yourself from such an association. The Hierophant symbolizes any organized institution that exerts authority over its followers or participants, a kind of mind control. Such groups often insist that their way is the only way, that theirs is the ultimate truth. It could be religious, philosophical, educational, spiritual. A choice is being presented. At this stage of your spiritual development, you're challenged to remain a follower or to break out and find your own individual path. The Hierophant is asking whether you will continue to depend on an outside authority, or will you learn to think for yourself? The answer is yours alone, but what you decide will affect the rest of your life. This card is telling you that an authority is active in your life. Again, religious, philosophical, social, or other capacity, and you feel a great deal of loyalty to this tradition or group. You choose to live in accordance with the belief you share with it. You may aspire to become a leader, or you may have a close relationship with the leader. There may also be a judgmental quality involved. This card could also suggest challenges or limitations of a spiritual nature. This card indicates a perfect balance of belief with practice. It's a good omen if you're facing a problem, as it indicates that you know the solution, you just need to find a way to put it into practice. If you're asked to teach, this card reminds you to be a good teacher, always seeking to make wisdom clear to any students. Or it could indicate that you should seek a teacher for yourself. Maybe a formal or semi-formal course of study, or maybe the Hierophant is asking you to imagine what your life would be like if you lived by what you believe. And then what's crossing you, or what's challenging you, or your situation, or what you're celebrating, is the Five of Swords. Aquarius energy. So you could be having an issue with an Aquarius, but it doesn't have to mean that at all. This is a card of conflict, facing consequences, stress, hostility, self-sabotaging behavior. It's a card of aggression. This card could represent the end of an argument or clash. The winner is ambitious and may have won by aggressive or less than honorable methods. It could indicate a situation where someone put their needs above the needs of others and is only concerned for their own interests. You will know if you're the winner or the one running away. This is a card of winning at all costs, sneakiness, standing up for yourself, fighting back. It's a card of victory, overcoming challenges, loss, abandonment, betrayal, competition. Um, the, the Five of Swords suggests the double-edged nature of the sword. One edge signifies defeat, misfortune, betrayal, and loss. And the other suggests learning to accept the boundaries we all must face and live with. Fives are about adjustment, and this five indicates that you're adjusting to some kind of change brought on by distress or loss. It's an uncomfortable process, but a necessary one. Change is a part of life, and the more you resist it, the more difficult you make things for yourself. Whether you need to change your exercise habits, your self-care routines, or your self-limiting beliefs, now's the time to address those things that have been holding you back. Okay, and then your third card is the King of Wands, reverse. This is either you, someone in your life, or a situation, male or female. Leo energy. The King of Wands, someone who is uncooperative, a tyrant. They're undependable, impulsive, overbearing, uncooperative, domineering. A weak leader has high expectation. There's a lack of empathy, a lack of experience, a lack of enthusiasm. This card represents a demanding and impatient tyrant, someone who pouts and becomes jealous when he's not the focus of attention. He can also have anger issues. A bit of a bully. Bitter, nasty, weak, rude. The King of Wands indicates delays in a business or creative project, but there's nothing really problematic standing in your way. This king won't block your efforts, but he won't go out of his way to help you either. He may approve of what you're trying to accomplish on your own and lend moral support, but don't expect overt or tangible assistance. You may be overbearing, impulsive, have impossible expectations, be forceful and uncooperative. This card represents someone who breaks promises, is a womanizer, someone who sets a bad example. And then your fourth card is the Ten of Wands reverse. This card represents your past but is relevant to your current situation. Sagittarius energy. This card feels like this is a card of burnout, collapse, breakdown, doing it all, stress, carrying the burden. It's a card of release. It's telling you to release, feeling like there's too much responsibility, too much stress, feeling like you have no stamina, you're not up to the challenge, feel like you're working hard, but you're getting nowhere. You're learning to say no. Spirit is saying with this card reversed, now you're learning to say no. The burden is lifted. Sometimes unexpectedly, there's a feeling of freedom from undue responsibilities. Either you've taken the appropriate action or you're about to do so. In any case, your load has been shifted, reproportioned, or removed entirely. You're learning to delegate and take on less. Pressure and stress are reduced. You're able to enjoy life more. But this card reversed could also indicate that you may be suffering the consequences of overload, either with ill health or burnout. and you may need a recovery period. Maybe this card could indicate not that you've taken on too much, but you've shirked your responsibilities, and if you don't pick up your fair share, someone else is going to have to. Okay, letting go, failure to delegate, can't delegate. And then your immediate future card, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, is the Three of Swords reversed. Your immediate future, Libra energy. This is a card of negative self-talk, recovery, forgiveness, moving on, releasing pain, healing, reconciliation, repressing emotions, overcoming depression. It could represent the inability to let go of pain. Maybe you're suppressing memories. Maybe you're refusing to let go of emotions. It's a card of distraction, confusion, loss. You're getting over the worst. You're sharing problems. You're experiencing a setback. You're overcoming grief, sorrow, sadness, with the Three of Swords reversed. You may be taking this separation too hard and not accepting the truth of the situation. Maybe you're blaming someone else instead of acknowledging that you were partly responsible for the breakup too. You may be suffering from depression, unable to move past this difficult situation. Don't get bogged down with what might have been, though, and seek professional help if necessary. This card reversed could represent pain based on a misunderstanding or malicious gossip. It warns you to make sure you know the full truth of a matter, as the matter may not be what it seems, and someone may be trying to hurt you cruelly and needlessly. And then the outcome that you desire most in your situation, what you want to see happen, is the Page of Cups reversed. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. So the Page of Cups reverse represents someone who is emotionally vulnerable, emotionally immature, insecure, someone who's obsessed with the image. It's a card of disappointments, an imbalance of emotions, someone who has new ideas, someone who doubts their intuition, someone who's neglecting their inner child, ignoring their inner voice or their inner child. Someone who's envious, jealous, emotionally vulnerable. It could represent canceled social events, canceled engagements, canceled proposal. This page reverse shows a fishy situation, something that you should look at carefully. And if this page represents a person, deceit may be involved, flattery for gain, or secrecy in matters of the heart. Someone may be trying to seduce you, and you're blinded to the falseness of their intentions, or you may be playing the role of seducer, toying with someone's emotions. If so, take care, you might get hurt. This Page of Cups reversed is someone who is overly sensitive, whose feelings get hurt at the drop of a hat, or a very moody person who has no appropriate outlet for those strong feelings. And then your self-image card, how you see yourself, is the Two of Cups reversed. This card is represented by Cancer. This is separation again, breakups, disconnection, arguments, divorce, bullying, dominance, abuse, disharmony, bad or broken communication, tension, rejection, withdrawal, incompatibility, unhappy couples. This card can indicate a union or partnership that in theory or on paper should be amazing, but the reality is that there's just no emotional connection. This card has such a harmonious vibration. Maybe you're moving in tandem with another person now and all is going smoothly. Whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship, you feel accord, mutual admiration, and goodwill towards each other. Ordinarily, this card refers to a love match, but it can also indicate a partnership of another sort. It can suggest delays or that the relationship may have to be kept a secret for some reason. Focus on, it's a card of self-love too. Losing friendships. Ending partnerships, divorce, breakups, arguments, unhappy couples, incompatibility, bad or broken communication, separation. And then your environment or how others see you in your situation. You have the Knight of Swords reversed. This Knight of Swords again is a bully, is burnt out, is impulsive, is forceful, leads others to dangers, is self-obsessed, is a coward, a criminal, is unfocused, a follower, someone who's heading for a fall, is a know-it-all, is arrogant, going in has no direction, disregards consequences, is unpredictable, rude, tactful, aggressive, vicious, ruthless, someone who's out of control, out of your depth, missed opportunities, is insincere. So the Knight of Swords could be a braggart or even a liar. He'll tell stories to bolster his own self-esteem and to gain the respect of others. He lacks compassion. He takes pleasure in verbally embarrassing people. He loses his aggressiveness and becomes passive about a situation that requires action. He suggests that you're delaying doing what is necessary, perhaps neglecting necessary grunt work or communication. Unfortunately, there could be serious repercussions from avoiding this work. And if this card doesn't represent a person, it can indicate that you're mentally closed off from a situation that desperately needs attention, thereby creating bad feeling and opposition. And then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and fear the most in your situation, is the King of Pentacles reversed, Taurus energy. The King of Pentacles is someone who, it can be male or female. He can be you or someone in your life, or again, a situation. He represents poor financial decisions, greed, indulgence, materialistic, chauvinistic, corrupt. He could be a gambler, possessive, stubborn, exploitative, obsessed with wealth and status. He can represent an ungrounded male, an unsuccessful businessman, corruption, extortion, instability, poor judgment, ruthless. He could represent someone who's losing their grip on things. The King of Pentacles reversed could represent a negative symbol representing danger or an unwise business move. It's a warning to be aware of the small print in any contracts being negotiated. This king can also indicate unfair competition, shady business practices, or an untrustworthy man. This king can be stingy to the point of cheating someone. He can be erratic, demanding, and callous. He may resist change and make it difficult for those around him to try new things. And then he could represent bankruptcy, someone who's broke, greedy. He could represent unsupportive, discouraging. And then your future, if all is to remain as is the Five of Wands. Leo energy. So this card is all about action, competition, conflict. It represents pent-up energy, pent-up aggression. There's a lack of control, a lack of cooperation. It's a card of fighting, obstacles, chaos, being defensive, being territorial. So this is your future, if all is to remain as is. New factors moving into the situation demand that you change, adapt, and grow. Life's not as simple as it was. New competition is moved into the neighborhood or the industry, and you have to put forth more effort to keep what you've gained. You could either suffer hardship and loss or go on to greater success and prosperity. This card is about competition in economic, social, or career areas. It signifies the mad scramble for money, power, success, recognition, with the accompanying excess of greed and corruption. This card represents struggle in the marketplace. It could also indicate that you're involved in ego-based battles with other people in your workplace or the social arena. Combat, competition, and strife. Different people bring their different agendas and desires. Not all can be accommodated, so they have to fight it out to see what will be kept and what will be eliminated. You need to understand and respect your competition to be confident in what you're fighting for and conduct yourself with skill. It's a card of obstacles, compromise, clashes of ego, rivals, clashes of personalities, frustration, tension, arguments, aggression, disagreements, rivalry. So that's your reading, Gemini. If this reading resonated with you, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you for letting me channel these messages today from Spirit. And I will see you next time. Take good care. Bye.